Hi everyone and welcome to another Tech Tuesday. Today we're going to be going over formatting and styles in Microsoft Word. Okay, so the first thing we're going to be covering is how to change fonts. On the Home tab, right up here, is where our fonts are. You can see right now I'm set to Calibri, which is the default font. If I want to change that, I can click on the down arrow and then just scroll down here to whatever font I want to pick. You can see there's a little cloud icon next to certain of the fonts. That means I would have to download it, but fonts are small, so downloading them is pretty easy. So if I want to type in a font other than Calibri, all I have to do is click on this down arrow, select the other font I want, which in this case we'll use Arial, and then just begin typing. And voila. Now you'll notice that my text up here is still Calibri, which you can see if I click on it, whereas only the new text that I started typing after I changed, actually changed. If I wanted to change existing text to a different font, I need to select it. So I could just left click and hold, drag until all the text I want to select is selected, go up to the drop down, and click, and now you see everything is in Calibri. Now, if I want my text size or my font size to be different, that drop down is right next to the font type right here, this number. So, like with font, if I want to start typing in a larger font size, I can just click this download. I can select a larger size, say, and then again, just start typing. And again, if I want to change existing text, I just select it, left click and hold, drag until everything is selected. Then I can select from this drop down right here, and now it changes all my text to that size. Something that's a little bit different with this than with the font type selection right over here. You can see there's a limited number of preset font sizes on the drop down here. However, I can also just write in what I want here. So I'm going to go ahead and select everything. And instead of choosing from the preset drop down choices, I'm going to select this. And we're going to make the font gigantic. And you see 200 is not actually offered in the drop down here, but if I enter it manually, it works. That's a little impractical, so I'm going to hold down Control and hit Z to undo that, and now my text is back to a more reasonable size. Now, if you want to change your text color, we just go up to the color controls right here and right here, again under the Home tab. So this setting right here is the font color. This changes the actual color of the letters or numbers of your font. And this is text highlight color, which changes the background color behind the letters or numbers or what have you. So if I wanted to make this first line red, I just select it, click, hold, and drag. I can just click here to change it to red. If I don't like red, I can click this drop down, select one of these other colors. You can see it's previewing my change, or it was anyway, behind there. If I want a different color from the ones on offer here, I can choose from the standard colors here or go to more colors and go to custom. And then I have very granular control over what color my text is. If I want to highlight text, likewise, I just click, hold, and drag to select, click here, and it changes the background color. You can see the text is still black, but now the background is bright yellow as if I'd highlighted it. If you want to apply bold, italic, underline, that sort of formatting, you can also do that from the Home tab just with those options right here, or after I select it, you can see a little pop-up window occurs here that also actually has the text color, font size, that sort of stuff in it. So say I want to make this first word bold. I just select it, hit bold. Say I want to make the word example italics. I can click, hold, and drag. Or if I'm looking to select an individual word, I can just double left click on it and select italics right here. That makes that italics. And then we'll double left click here and apply underline formatting to the word big. Okay, so now we're going to talk about styles. You can see Word's preset styles in this bar right up here, once again on the Home tab, and you can click down once to see another row underneath the initial row. Basically, these styles are bundles of formatting options that all come together. So for example, if I wanted to apply a certain style to this text here, I just select it, click, hold, and drag, and then I can just click here, and you see it applies my default formatting here. So you can see it becomes 11-point Calibri now. There's no color. Keep in mind, this will not remove this formatting here. It won't remove bold, italics, or underlines, or at least with normal it won't. But it will set this stuff back to whatever normal is defined as. Likewise, if I apply no spaces, you can see it edits the amount of space that's underneath that line. Heading changes the color and the size. Title, we get much bigger, so on and so forth. Okay, so you might be saying, oh, that sounds useful, and use a shortcut to apply multiple formatting options at once. But what styles really shine in is longer documents where you want to keep all text of a certain type uniform, but you might want to change it from the defaults. So you can go ahead and select all my text here and hit normal. And as you can sort of see, it didn't quite make everything normal. This is still 12-point font. This is 11-point font, but this is still bold, this is still italic, so on and so forth. Well, the slightly weird thing is that when you apply styles over a large selection, it doesn't quite do what you would expect, but if you select the individual pieces, it behaves a little more like you would think it would. But at any rate, everything is normal now. So if I go up here and right-click on normal, I can select modify from the menu here with a left click. So now I can actually modify the style that for this document that is defined as normal. Keep in mind this will not carry over to new documents. This is specific to just this document if I make changes. So say that I want to change normal from Calibri to, we'll go Rockwell Extra Bold just to make it a little stand out a little bit more. We'll go to 16-point font and we'll go centered because why not? Hit OK. And now you see all of the text that was styled as normal is affected when I update the normal setting here. So this means if I have a long document, all the text that I have as normal throughout, I can style all at once just from right-clicking here, going to modify, and changing the settings in here. Okay, and so maybe you don't want to overwrite normal. You want to keep normal, but you want to redefine something else. You don't want to mess with the presets. You want to make your own thing. All you have to do is just right-click on the text field, and you see part of the pop-up here is styles. This is also another place where you can apply styles. But if I go down here, I have the option to create a style. Now I name it, and if I just hit OK here, it basically styles it after wherever my cursor is. But then if I hit modify here, I can change it to whatever I want. So we'll change the font again. We'll go fancy, and we'll go big, and we'll go italics, and just go to double space just for the heck of it. Hit OK. And you see it automatically styles the text that my cursor was in when I made the style as that new style, but it doesn't affect the other ones. However, if I click on those and just apply it right here, now all of this has my new style 1 assigned to it. And again, once I have assigned this, I can change it the same way I could change any other style just by right-clicking on it, clicking modify, and making modifications in here. Okay, lastly, we're going to talk a little bit about the header styles because they have some special properties. So I'm going to go ahead and just delete all this for the moment. Start off. We'll just pick normal, even though I've kind of messed with that already. And I'm just going to type chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. So just say that those are chapter headings is something I'm working on. Now I'm going to go ahead and select all of them and apply the heading 1 style to them. So you can see it makes the text blue, it makes it 16-point font, it goes to Calibri Light, so on and so forth. It has a couple other interesting properties though. If we go up to the View tab up here, and then we click this checkbox next to navigation pane right here, you see, oh, okay, so these chapter things show up here. So the useful part about this, although it's not super apparent when everything is right next to each other on the same page of the document, is that these are now links. I can use these to navigate around my document now. So I click here, here, here. It goes to each of those headings. So to make it a little more clear, let me just, let's see here. Go to Insert, and we're going to put in a page break just to make it a nice even break. So now we have chapter 1 on page 1, chapter 2 on page 2, and then add one more page break. We have chapter 3 on page 3. So now I'm working on my document. I can scroll up and down between them, or if I have my navigation pane open right over here, I can just jump to the section I want just by clicking on it. Chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. Okay, and there's one other cool thing that the header styles can do. So you see I'm back up to my chapter 1 now. I'm going to go ahead and go to the head of it, hit return to move it down a little bit because I want to insert something above the first chapter. So we're going to go ahead and go up here to the references tab and then over here to table of contents. So I'm just going to click this and you can see I got some different preset styles for building a automatic table of contents. So we'll just go ahead and choose automatic table 1, click there. So you can see it automatically inserted chapter 1, chapter 2, and chapter 3. So if something is styled as a header and you use the automatic table of contents feature, it will automatically put in everything you have styled as header 1 or actually 2 or 3 also, although those will be indented. And that the same goes for the navigation pane over here. So this is a way that you can automatically build a table of contents at the beginning of your document just out of the headers that you have for your sections already. And as you can see here, if I hover over it, if I can hold down the control key and click, these will work as links also. So I can skip down to chapter 2 that way, and I can skip back up to chapter 1 with the navigation pane, like so. Okay, that's about it for the Short Tech Tuesday episode on Word, formatting, and styles. Please go ahead and check out some of the other stuff on our YouTube channel if you get a chance, and have a nice day.